Good morning, students. I hope all of you are well, all of you are safe, right? And all of you are taking all precautions and safety rules for this fighting with this COVID. And yes, all of you are using mask when you are going outside. Try not to go outside, but if you that is emergency, then you must use your mask. Okay, so all of you have completed your half yearly exam. I hope all of you have done well. Now a new chapter we will start for next unit. So that is entrepreneurial skills. Okay, so where we will see what is entrepreneur, then what is entrepreneurship, all these things, what are the myths of entrepreneurial skills, all these things we will discuss over here. Okay, so first we will see introduction of entrepreneurial skill, entrepreneurship, and then we will proceed further. So today we will start the session 1, that is introduction to entrepreneurship. Okay, so let's start. Now in your book you can see 3 examples. Okay, so by which you can get that the people who are an entrepreneur, business person or employee. First examples you can see here. Mahadevi is a connoisseur of fine clothing and elegant designs. People in her residential society always admire her dressing sense and inquire about her favorite shopping destinations. So this gave her an idea to collaborate with wholesalers of clothes. So Mahadevi selected the dresses and started circulating their pictures on social media. Whenever any customer demanded a dress, she placed the order with the wholesaler, added her margin of profit and sold the dress to the customer. Now you have to say, who is Mahadevi? An entrepreneur, a business person or an employee? Who is that person, Mahadevi? She is a business person here. She doesn't have a shop, but her job is similar to that of a shopkeeper. Why? Because here you can see she buys product from wholesaler and sells them to customers, which usually a typical business person does, right? So her work doesn't involve any creativity or innovative idea. She is a business person, not an entrepreneur or employee, right? Now next example. Sagar loved baking. He lived in a plush residential society with only one bakery in the vicinity, which sold overpriced items. Now people in his neighborhood celebrated every occasion with a lot of pomp and show, and the said bakery had a monopoly. Now Sagar mastered his art of baking and invented new ways of presenting his items. Then what he had done? He baked cakes of various shapes and sizes with exemplary decoration. He also created innovative products such as cake cycles, then cake bucket, cupcake, mug cake, and many other types of cake he started to make. Now in a short span of time his cakes gained immense popularity. Now Sagar soon hired people to start his own bakery and continued adding innovative bakery items to the menu. Now who is Sagar? Understood the story? Is it clear? So here you have to say, you can see over here, who is Sagar? Entrepreneur, business person, or an employee? Here you can see that he loved baking. First he started residential society. In residential society he started with one bakery in the vicinity, and after that, according to the requirement, because that was a monopoly, design and everything, test, so he mastered his art of baking and invented new ideas, and according to their new ideas he tried to started different types of cake with that innovative ideas. Okay, like cake skills, cake bucket, cupcake, mug cake, all this different types of cake he tried, and he had done that. So now in a short span he gets a popularity. So here you can see that he Sagar is the person who has a creativity, who has given his own ideas. He doesn't take any instruction or any other things from any other person. He has given his own ideas and make a different types of things. Okay, so here you can say the Sagar is an entrepreneur, right? Now third example, you see, Rita is a graphics designer with a multinational firm. Her job is to design unique logos and pictures for every client. Now her work involves innovation and creativity. She has to deliver her work as per the project coordinator's instruction and client's requirement. She gets a fixed salary for her job. Now you have to say, who is Rita? Entrepreneur, business person, or an employee? Here you can see Rita is a graphics designer. She knows the different unique logos. She can make different type of logos and pictures, but she has innovative ideas, creativities, but she cannot do that. She cannot apply that. She has to do according to the project coordinator instruction and client's requirement. According to that, according to these two things, she makes a logo and picture, and especially that is very important, that she gets a fixed salary for her job. So she is not an entrepreneur or business person. She will be an employee. Okay, because she gets a fixed salary for her job. Is it clear? Okay, now next point. What is the relationship between entrepreneurship and society? A society can be defined as an aggregate of people living together in the company of each other or in a group. So the basic idea behind entrepreneurship is to identify the deficit between the goods or services available and the actual needs of the society. Clear? According to that is the basic idea behind entrepreneurship. An enterprise can grow and earn profit only when it successfully fulfills the needs of the society. So you can say the society nurtures an enterprise, because entrepreneur always makes he has to make a thing or product according to the requirement of the society, according to the needs of the society. Whatever he will give the ideas to his product, that should be according to the requirement of the society. So an enterprise can grow and earn profit only when it successfully fulfills the need of the society. The outcome of entrepreneurship greatly affects the economic, social and industrial development of the society and eventually of the country. So, society and entrepreneurship share a direct relationship and cannot exist without each other. Clear? Okay, so come to the next point. Entrepreneurship provides people with improved goods or services at an affordable price. Means what? The aim of entrepreneur is to benefit the society by providing innovative solutions in terms of goods or services. When an entrepreneur enters a market, usually the products or services are provided at affordable rates for people to move from existing products or services to newly introduced ones. Okay, so because if the rate is not affordable, then the people cannot buy, no? So why they will move from that existing product to new one? So affordable price should be there, features should be advanced features, new features should be added, right? Design should be added. So because that new thing should attract the person, attract the people, then only they will buy the new product, right? So the society not only gets more choices but also gets better products or services at reasonable prices. So these things entrepreneur has to see. Now next point, entrepreneurship causes economic growth of the society. How? Entrepreneurship leads to wealth creation both for the entrepreneur and for the employees associated with that venture, with that project. Okay, so as a result, the economy of the local areas where entrepreneurship fosters grows significantly. Wealth is also created on a national scale for the government in the form of taxes. So this money is redistributed in the form of welfare and benefit schemes to the sections of the society that require it the most. So entrepreneurship causes economic growth of the society. Okay. Next is entrepreneurship nurtures creativity. That means what? That means the unmet needs of the society encourage creativity in entrepreneurship. The requirement of society encourage the person, entrepreneur, to create new things. Okay, so it encourages creativity in entrepreneurship. An entrepreneur always needs to think of creative ways to improve existing technologies, which eventually lead to the production of affordable and upgraded products for people. Okay, so entrepreneurship nurtures creativity. Now next point, entrepreneurship promotes healthy competition. Okay, so that competition should be healthy because in market there are many persons, many entrepreneurs. So competition is there, but that competition should be healthy. Okay, so when an entrepreneur enters the market with innovative products or services, he or she creates a benchmark for further competitive growth. So this encourages budding entrepreneurs to come up with even better ideas, eventually benefiting the society. So entrepreneurship eliminates monopoly. Okay. Monopoly means what? Monopoly is the condition when an existing business faces minimal or no competition. If there is no competition, then what will happen? That will be monotonous, monopoly, resulting in the decay of innovation and limiting the choice of goods and services. Clear? Now next, entrepreneurship leads to job creation. Entrepreneurship is never a one-man show, is it? Because the process of setting up an enterprise involves recruiting substantial workplace. Okay. right? It involves recruiting substantial workspace as the enterprise grows. Several direct and indirect job opportunities are created in various domains. So it leads a great number of people in the society earning and leading a quality life. So it leads a job creation. It will give a job to many people. So it will beneficial for the society. So these are some benefits of nurturing entrepreneurship in the society. At the same time, the society equally benefits from the process of entrepreneurship. Like, society provides the market for products. Okay. The entire society provides the market for products or services. So the entire foundation of entrepreneurship can collapse if there is no market to purchase the innovative products or services developed by an entrepreneur. Is it understood? Next one is society provides raw materials. So an enterprise that manufactures products or goods largely depends on raw materials required for the manufacturing of those goods. Raw materials means the material which are required to make that product. Okay, that is raw material for that product or for that goods. So the society provides these raw materials to the enterprise. Next one is society provides. These are the things which society equally benefits from the process of entrepreneurship. How society beneficial by this, all this entrepreneurship. So society provides financial support. At times, budding entrepreneurs might have a great idea but don't have sufficient capital to implement the idea into a full-fledged business venture. So for that, microfinance institutions are there that are a part of the society, come to the resource of such entrepreneurs and provide them the required financial support. These inventors can be either venture capitals or angel investors who support such startup ideas for a certain percentage in the business. Okay, so there are also private or public sector banks that provide loans to start a business based on that project, and after that bank takes that money with the interest. So in this way society provides financial support to the entrepreneurs. Next one is society provides mentorship or education. An enterprise cannot kick card on the basis of only one innovation idea. Okay, so several processes are involved in the setting up an enterprise which demands the knowledge of several domains. So various sections of the society can provide the necessary education or mentorship for a successful onset of the entrepreneurship process. So these are the some beneficial what society gives to the entrepreneur in entrepreneurship, in the process of entrepreneurship. Okay, so this is about the session 1. Next day we will start the session 2. So that's all for today. Have a nice day. Thank you.